and welcome to my extra credit speech. Today I'm going to talk to you about my favorite video game, SOMA. It's one of my newest on a long list of favorite video games. It's a survival horror, and if you have the guts to play it, you'll really enjoy it. Another thing about the survival horror is it's really terrifying. Though you'll love it if you can actually pull it off. I guess what I'm going to talk about today is my personal experience. Well, when I first loaded the game up and I got it all started, you realize you're this guy in a car, he's talking to some chick about his brain injury. Yeah, he got in a car accident, and he got major brain damage. Not the kind of brain damage where you're no longer cognizant, you're drooling on yourself, the weird video game kind of brain damage where you're actually perfectly cognizant, still enough so to be a snarky college student, and, go talk to the doctor about getting brain scans. So you find your tracer fluid in the first level, and you go to the doctor to get your brain scan, and everything just goes dark, as if the whole world just ended around you. And you wake up at what feels like a couple minutes later. So you really think it is a couple minutes later. And you get up, everything's dark, everything looks trashed, it's all in ruins, but yet you're still technically in what looks to be almost the same room, or at least you think it is for the time being. So you get up, and you start walking around. And you go through the building. A couple rooms later, you encounter this one situation. You walk in, it's dark, it's creepy, and you see this robot. It is creepy as fuck, and you start to wonder, like you do in every survival horror game, is this what I'm going to be running from for the whole rest of the game? And sure enough, you walk into the room that's a little bit past that, you come back, and it's not there anymore. If that's not creepy, I don't know what is. So yeah, it turns out that you actually only run from that one specific robot once or twice. I guess you let him into the next room by accident if you do the wrong thing or the right thing. And then he just comes up there and he starts chasing you again for a little while. But just generally, for a whole level, you only run from that once. It's actually a whole myriad of different monsters that you run from. But it turns out the whole plot of the game is supposed to be that you are Simon. That is your character. His life was in 2015. It so happens that when everything went dark, your character died a long time ago, and you had now become your brain. His brain had been copied over and put into a robotic body 100 years later. So instead of being 2015, it's now 2104. That's quite a distance. The entire crust of the earth had been destroyed, the entire surface of the earth had been destroyed, and all of humanity, except for the underground research lab that turns out you'd been in all along since your brain scan, had been destroyed and trashed. You, being the robotic Simon, are in Pathos 2, the name of the underwater research lab, and have been lucky enough to continue your life for the time being, and you happen to encounter, along the way, a lady named Catherine. Turns out she's not a lady either. She's just as robotic as you are. It was supposed to be a research lab for the last remains of humanity. All the humans are actually dead, and were dead a long time ago. So it's creepy. And what you're trying to do is you are trying to launch this wonderful little device called the Ark into outer space to save the last robotic existence of humanity. Though all the humans are dead, you are putting their brain scans into the Ark, allowing them to live in this beautiful, idyllic world. It's just gorgeous. For the next 100,000 some odd years until the Ark just fizzles out and dies, I'm sure. They don't get to that point. They do show you the Ark at the end of the game, though, for a couple of minutes. It is lovely. And so, I guess with that, I can just honestly say that SOMA was a true delight to play. I beat the game pretty quickly because I got way into it, and I had a blast doing so. So yeah, SOMA. It's a great video game.